On this episode of Rust, Rivets, and Regrets, we're sandblasting the cab. So interesting thing that I've learned, this Amazon sandblaster that I use, it plugs up. So when it's in the upward position to do the sealing, water makes its way back down this tube and plugs up the suction line. So I've had to stop a couple of times now to fix this problem. And it's frustrating enough now that I've come to a dead stop and I'm trying to figure out a plan B. I'm hoping I don't have to do the whole roof with the grinder and a flapper disc, but it's starting to feel that way. So good thing to know if you're buying one of these. Great for down, sideways, but not up and down. I've had to stop yet again. The nozzle's plugged up. Same problem that I mentioned earlier. So I've laid it out on the ground, trying to let the sun get on it and warm up the hose. Hopefully it'll dry out and we can continue with it, but this is a very frustrating problem. Well, I finished the roof with the angle grinder. Time to work my way down the walls. I don't ever want to do this again. That overhead with the grinder is just pure torture. Anyways, nothing to it but to do it. Time to press on. Just about everything down to bare steel. I'm going to start welding up the holes in the cab. Just enough room for the welder to reach the cord up in there. They say on the internet if you want people to judge you, do some welding. So let's see how this goes. What I'm going to do is basically the larger holes are going to have a filler plate put in it, so like a round blank. And then the smaller holes, I've got this piece of graphite I'm going to hold on the back side of the hole and weld up the front. And that's my plan. See how this goes. Okay, that worked reasonably well. I left one over there as a grommet going to go in, wire going to go to the outside for a light. These ones down here, I need an assistant on the outside to help hold the blanks in. Same goes for the stuff on the roof. I need somebody to hold something up there while I weld on the bottom side. But everything else is done. I can level these out now, and that'll give me the opportunity to put some primer in here. There we go. More burns than an 80s rap concert. Going to weld up that groove that I made with the grinder when I was cutting those brackets off. Hang some grapes on it. The grinder and paint make me the welder I ain't. Good morning. It's a new day. The cusp of rain. Very overcast. Don't know how long I'm going to be able to work on this, but we'll see. I'm going to try to smooth out the welding we did yesterday. Just going to use a little angle grinder with a sanding disc on it. And try to level everything out, and then probably a little bit of body filler on the areas that need it. Let's get started. All right, we got her all finished off there. I'm gonna mix up some Bondo, spread it over the low spots, try to fix it up nice. Just a little skim over them is all we need. With the old angle grinder, took care of the ones on the inside also. I've even started dabbing some Bondo on those. So they're all taken care of. And yeah, we'll get this leveled out, sanded smooth, and then primered. Now I haven't done anything yet on the bottom here where the battery box is and the back of the cab. I gotta come up with something, but this seam along here is leaking water down into the fuel tank. The battery box is absolutely rotten, and as you can see here, we've got holes and more holes, just rotten right through. And inside, somebody tried to patch it at some point in time with some sort of Bondo or something. Maybe it's fiberglass. Made a tray to try to seal it from leaking down into the tank, but it didn't work. So I'm gonna have to get that all cleaned out of there, and then we'll start welding in new steel. So that's on the list, but for now I'm gonna let that be. So from this lip in the cab down on the fuel tank, at least, nothing's gonna happen as far as paint or primer or anything, just because of the amount of work that's left to do there. So yet another thing we're gonna have to dive into. Also, at some point in time, I've got to find new knobs. I've got a half of one here. This one is hanging on for dear life. And I'm missing a lever here and here. I've got some broken U-joints that go up to the front, so I'll have to find bits for that. And the button on the handbrake is stuck down. I'll have to come up with a plan to fix that also. But amazingly enough, it still pulls and works to stop. The brakes are non-existent. Master cylinder is missing in action. So I've got a new master cylinder we're going to install. I've got new brake lines for the back to install. I'm praying and hoping that the wheel cylinders are okay, but they're probably not, in which case I have to press those rear hubs off. But we'll get to that on another day. Well, that is that. When it dries, I'll give it a sand. We can primer it again. There's some areas with pitting I'm going to take care of, but dints like the little one here and in the corner of the cab over there, I'm going to leave those in kind of as a reminder of the life this thing had. But overall, the many holes cease to be. Still got to get up on the roof and weld the ones up there. I don't do heights very well, so I definitely need a helper for those. But those are next. I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not, but it's teeming down rain right now. Very wet, not conducive to using power tools or having filming equipment outside. So I think we're going to call it a wrap for now, and I will get back on this as soon as the weather improves. Have a great one. Remember to like and subscribe. Leave comments down below if you wish, and enjoy the rest of your day.